Welcome back to the page, everybody. If you're new to the page, go down there and hit that like button and that follow button, because we're about to be out here winning matches. Now, let me start off with apologizing for last week. I know I didn't post y'all a video last week, and I do apologize for that. I have a lot of moving parts going on in my life at this moment, and that requires a lot of my focus. So I didn't get a chance to post a video, so I'm going to try to double up this week. I'm going to do this one today, and then I'm going to get y'all one maybe later in the week to kind of catch up with what I need to do. But again, forgive me. I apologize. We got you now. Today's video is going to be all about mastering the 25-yard line, getting that short line down. All right, so for new shooters or somebody who doesn't shoot, let me go ahead and define short line and long line. Short line, that means we're shooting at 25 yards. It means it's a shorter distance. The long line is a 50 yards, and because it's a longer distance. Short line 25 yards, long line 50 yards. Today, it's all about focusing on and mastering that 25-yard line, that short line. Now, this is not the way or the training plan to go by. This is my plan. This is John Patton's plan. This is the training plan that I came up with and that I started doing myself, because I figured this out here. Either way, either you're shooting a 90-shot course or a 30-shot course, either way, 66% of your points come from the short line. And that's why we need to master that short line, because that's where most of your points are coming from during the match. So the more points you have on the short line, the better off you're going to be in the long run. With that being said, now you can't just, forget your long line. You cannot just neglect it. But you focus on your short line, and your long line scores will follow and trace behind them, if that makes sense. But today we want to focus on the 30-shot national match course at the short line. Yes, we do 90 shots also, but the 30-shot national match course, that's what's going to get you distinguished, and ultimately that's what I want y'all to do. I want to push y'all, give y'all the knowledge so y'all can become a distinguished shooter also. So y'all remember in the last video we did the blank target drill, all right? And so once you've completed that, you will move on to another drill. All right, so now this drill here, as you see here, this is my 25-yard target. You'll see where we've done the blank firing drill, or sorry, I can't even talk today. Where am I at? Blank target drill earlier last week, or the week before. Okay, so I'm just gonna put a repair center over the top of those holes, and the next drill you would focus on is start putting all of your shots on this repair center. Okay, this is a repair center. All right, you want to start shooting all of your shots at 25 yards. You want them all to be on this center somewhere. Okay, and once you've mastered that, you will move on to, you want to narrow it down to the 8 ring, or get them all in the black in the 9 ring, which is what I'm focused on here. So whenever I start practicing and I start shooting at 25 yards on a repair center like this, just a repair center, anything off this repair center, to me is a miss. Okay, now if you flip this blank target over on the other side, you'll start seeing other scoring rings. You'll see 5 ring, 6 ring, 7 ring, and so on and so forth. But when I got this thing backwards, or even when I do flip it over, anything off this repair center, I count as a miss. Okay, because anything off the repair center is not going to get you winning matches at the 25-yard line. So if you are following me as far as drills go, all right, so if you've done the blank target drill, what I want you to do now, I want you to put a repair center up here on a blank target, just like this here. Now what I want you to start focusing on is putting 10 rounds anywhere on this repair center. Obviously, I just covered that earlier in the video, but I'm just going to go straight to the drill here. Do 10 rounds anywhere on this repair center, but do it twice back to back. You have to do it back to back. You can't shoot 10 rounds, bam, on paper, all on here, and then shoot your next 10 rounds and be all over the place, but then follow it up with another 10 rounds and you move on. No, that's not how it works. No, we ain't doing that. You need to have back-to-back 10s on this repair center. Now, when you've done 20 shots consecutively on this repair center, then you can move on to the black. You want your 10 shots all on the black, or whatever you want to train, whatever you want to do. But for right now, I want to see 20 shots on this repair center back to back to back to back to back before you move on. And you don't move on until you have done that. All right, so a quick little story of how I came up with this mastering a 25-yard plan was, when I got out here to my range here, I only had 25 yards to play with. I now have 50 yards because I've cleared out some property and I can shoot 50 yards now. But when I first got out here, all I had was 25 yards. And so that's all I could work on was my 25-yard line. And so I went to, traveled up to Camp Butner, North Carolina, where I shot the Eastern Games. And I had a very, very subpar long line score, 50-yard score. I shot like a 78 or something like that at the long line. That's very subpar. That's not a decent score to shoot. But 25 yards, I followed up with 100 time fire and 100 rapid fire. So my total score for the match, the 30-shot match, was a 278, which still landed me like second place for the match. And I was like, shit, I shot a 78 at the long line, and I still placed second in the match. I was like, man, if I'd have shot, a decent, high 80s like I normally would, or like I do now, I would have won the match. But yeah, so focus on your short line, get them scores up, and your long line scores will come. But just remember, if you shoot a subpar score at 50 yards, you can make it up at 25 yards because you've followed my drills, you've listened to my knowledge, and now you've mastered that 25-yard line. All right, guys, that's it for this video. That was very short, down and dirty video. I didn't want to come out here and actually shoot any drills. It was better for me just to actually talk y'all through it and talk to you about it so you can actually see what's going on. But if you have any comments, hit me up below. If you have any suggestions, hit me up below. I'm open for, new knowledge, new suggestions. Hit me up. If you got a video that you want to see me do or you want to learn something, hit me up. I'll do a video about it. Anyway, focus on 25 yards. Focus on that front sight. Focus on you. Good things will too.